Hey guys, my name is Gus and I'm a computer science student and I also work in IT. The setup that you're looking at is a setup that I use every day to work, study, game, and whatever else it might be. This setup has come a long way on a mostly budget upgrade iterations, and it is in a place that I'm actually happy with right now. I'm actually moving and upgrading a lot of components very soon, so I figured that I might as well document this one while I can. First off, I'll start with my desktop. The specs are as follows. It's a Ryzen 3 3300X with 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz and an Asus TUF RX 5600 XT. All of that stuffed inside a Sama IMO1. In this case, is super cool. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. I have a full-size PSU and a normal M ATX motherboard inside of it. Next up is my microphone. It's an Audio-Technica ATR 2500, which you are currently listening to, and I record all of my audio on. I've had it for years and it still holds up pretty well with other microphones. The stand that it's on is a cheaper, newer one, and I would rather have a better one, but it's better than sitting on the desk. As for my displays, I'm using an Asus VP249 24-inch 144Hz monitor with the IPS screen as my main, and then a super old AOC 19-inch is my secondary. I do have other better monitors, but I'm moving soon to my new apartment for school, and they're currently stored away for that. They're sitting on top of a DIY monitorizer. It's just a Rubbermaid shelf from Home Depot and some furniture fee from Amazon. It worked well for a while, but I actually got some arms for my next setup. The keyboard that I use is the Keychron K2, which I just got. Go check out my recently posted short video to see exactly what it sounds like. My mouse is a Logitech G502. I have 3 of these mice, and I could totally recommend it and stand by it to anyone that's looking for a mouse. And if they don't care about the weight or they need an ultra-light mouse, then this is a mouse for them. And then the Mousepad that I'm using is actually kind of a funny story. I went to Micro Center one day just to look around, and I saw a stack of them sitting on the bottom shelf for like $10 each or something. I thought this was a pretty good deal, so I grabbed one, and then turns out they were actually mispriced. They were only $3 when I got to the checkout register. Looking back, I probably should have went and bought more, but it is what it is. Underneath the monitorizer, I have a Leppy LP2020A amp that controls my 2 KLH bookshelf speakers located on either side of my desk. I am by no means an audiophile, but this setup paired with my Polk 10-inch subwoofer works very well and cost me, I think, less than $100 total. To control this audio, amongst other things like SSH and monitoring, I use an old iPad Air 2 on a stand for easier use. This is a great way to repurpose an older tablet, as you don't really need to worry about the battery failing since it can be plugged in most of the time. And then behind that, I have a stack of Lenovo Tinies. I use these computers for home labbing, as the internet dubs it, which basically just means that I run a couple programs on them instead of relying on a cloud-based solution. I'm planning on making a dedicated video going over what I am running and why you should self-host sometime in the near future. As decoration, I have a few little things, the Lego Stormtrooper helmet, some Hot Wheels, and an Audi Lego. Alright, lastly, behind my left speakers, I have an old TP-Link router acting as an access point to my main router. Also attached to that is a Raspberry Pi running Pi-hole, a service that blocks ads at a DNS level. I could run this on my other machines, like my Lenovo Tinies, but I'm constantly changing around those and resetting them and whatnot, so it's nice to have something that's running constantly. I don't have to actually worry about going down very often. It's inside of an Altoids container for safer keeping, and before you ask, yes, it is insulated from the actual metal with a 3D printed mount. Also back here attached to one of my Tinies is an external drive that I use to back up some of my more important files. I also use OneDrive, which is provided by my university for free, which is very nice, as an off-site backup. Yeah, and I think that just about covers everything. If you want to learn more about anything in this video, please leave a comment or check the description down below. I should have links to each product that I talked about. Thanks for watching.